this is Trinesha and welcome to day 19 of 30 Days of Purpose. Sorry, I'm trying to situate my phone in the car while I'm driving because I'm on the way home. So I wanted to make sure that I stuck to my commitment and I did the things that I said that I was going to do. So let's talk about what's love got to do with it, right? So I'm gonna try to talk and drive. I hear this is like an acquired skill. Like not a lot of people can do this. So we're about to see what's about to happen, and you're just gonna have to bear with me, okay? So when I think about what's love got to do with it, everything. What God is love. So if God is love and we are supposed to be living like Christ, then everything that we're doing requires love. Every time we are doing something in life, every time we're going through something in life, every time life is happening, every time we have a new relationship, we should be leading with love. Every time we are going to work, we should be working like Christ. Every time we are about doing lives, we should be doing it with love in the same way that Christ does. The same way that Christ loves the church is the same way that we should be committed to God. The same way that we should be committed. So, and the pastor on a sermon called Question of Love. And he read from the Bible, I think it was John chapter 15, or I'm not sure exactly what verse it was, but it was the verse about Peter talking about when Jesus was talking to Peter and he asked him, Peter, do you love me? And he said, well, feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? Well, see to my land, or whatever. And so he kept asking him 3 times because he knew that Peter was going to deny him 3 times, but also he wanted to know that Peter truly loved him. Because without love, nothing matters. Love is the substance of God. Love is everything. Like, I can't imagine living my life without love. Sometimes in life we really feel like we got all the answers, like the pastor was talking about today. If we just go to church, if we go to Bible study, we're good. We're doing everything it is that we're supposed to be doing. And that's not the case. If we are only just doing a couple things because we think it's on a checklist, that's not real action. That's just you going through some things on a list. That is not you really putting your heart into it. That's not really you giving your heart to God. That's not really you really being about that God life. That's you just doing what you think is going to fill in something. And I'm so sorry for the quality of this video. I do want to say that up front because I thought that I was going to be on the road before I was going to do it while I was out and about, but it would have been too much noise in the background, and I wanted to make sure that it was clearer than yesterday's video because it was a little noisy, and I wanted to make sure that everybody could hear me. So when we think about being intentional in love, the first thing I think about doing is making sure that I get out of my own head. Instead of me overthinking everything and thinking, well, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right, I need to think, did I do this with the right heart posture? Was my heart in the right place when I was doing this action? Did I do this with good intentions? If the answer is yes, then I'm doing what it is that I need to be doing, and I'm doing it in the way that Christ would do it. I'm being Christ-like in my intentions of love. So when I help a person, am I doing it because I'm trying to be selfish, or am I doing it because I just feel like I'm going to receive something, because I feel like if I do this one thing, then God's going to do this? I'm doing if-then statements like I'm in an old English class or something. Like, no, it's about much more than punctuation and some sort of verbiage that you're learning through an English course. This is about intentionality and love. This is about really truly having your heart posture in a good place so that you can be about that action, not just about a bunch of words. When I think about the type of relationship that God is going to have me in the future, I know that I want it to be with someone who is actionable. I wanted to make sure that this is the type of person who is a man of his word. I want to know that when I'm submitting to this man, I'm submitting to something. that's God ordained. I want to know that this person's intentions are good. I want to know that their core values are great. I don't want to be with someone whose heart posture is in the wrong place, whose intentions are bad, who doesn't have a vision for their life. I want it to be someone who is truly what God sees fit for me, not just what I want, because I could want a whole bunch of things. Like, we have this little list that we come up with, some of us single people, and we'll say, I want a guy that's 6 foot. I want this guy driving this type of car. And I'm going to tell you, like Jerry Flowers said in one of his past videos, I'm not impressed by what a guy drives. I'm impressed with what drives the guy. So if the guy is driving this nice car and he has no good intentions and he just wants to, I don't want to be too real in this video. I don't know if I want to go that deep. Like, some people might not be able to handle it. So I'm going to try to keep it PG. But I really think it's about so much more than just what things look like on the outside. I don't want to just look like I'm in a godly, healthy relationship. I want to be in a godly, healthy relationship. I don't want to just look like I got it all together. I want to have it all together. And I know I'm not going to be perfect. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I know there are going to be decisions and things that I do in my life that are not going to be the best. But I do want to strive to be better than I was yesterday. I do want to strive to be the best version of myself. I want to strive to be everything that it is that God intended for me to be. Nothing more, nothing less. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to have to be real with myself. I have to do some self-reflection. I have to look in the mirror. I have to say, okay, am I really doing this with the best heart posture? Am I helping these people because I know that it will truly help them, or am I helping them because I think it will help me? Because if I'm doing it for selfish reasons from an egotistical place, that's not good intention. If I'm with a guy and I'm with the guy just because I'm lonely, that's not me being in a good position. That's not me having a good heart posture. That's me just being with someone to fill a position. I'm not trying to live my life for appearances or to be with someone. I always say this, I don't want to just be with anybody. I want to be with someone that God graced me for. And I have to be real with myself. Sometimes, I don't know if a lot of women do this, but I do hear most women say this. They'll say, oh, I want to be with this guy because I don't want to just be by myself. I don't want to be lonely. I'm going to just accept this because this is the best that it gets. I rebuke all of that in the name of Jesus. Listen, I'm not about to settle for somebody just because it seems like that's going to be the best thing and it seems like that's all God that has. God, my God, the type of God that I know makes the impossible possible. So if 80% of men out here that I meet are not having good intentions or not being about that God life or whatever else, that is not the God that's great for me, because I know God knows my heart. I know He knows what it is that I need. I know He knows what it is that I want, that I actually need in my life more than what I want in my life. God is not just going to send me one of the 80%. I don't care if it's 0.01%. Listen, I got faith in God. I know that God is going to give me what it is that I actually need in life, not just what most people are acting like, not just what's worldly, not just what's convenient, not just what a lot of people are saying, oh, this is just what most guys do. I don't feed into that at all. Even that it's more single women than men out here. I don't care if it's one single guy. I mean that both ways. It's like a double entendre. But I don't care if it's just one single guy that's out there that sees my value, that treats me the way that I'm supposed to be treated, like Christ loves the church, that really has good intentions, that walks into it with good intentionality. Who is consistent. That one guy is the guy that's for me. God's going to make sure that guy finds me because He knows my address. God is going to make sure that I'm prepared in the way that I need to be prepared. He's not going to give them to me today if I'm not prepared, because He would never send me prematurely to one of His children, to a man who is supposed to be with a woman who is a good woman. I don't ever want anything before it's time. So if God is saying this 0.01% of a man is out there, that's the guy that I actually need in my life, then I'm believing and having faith and knowing that God is going to send that man to me. I don't care what any other single person says. I don't care what any other person in a relationship says. I don't care how many dates people try to set me up on or how many men try to holler I was gonna say something, but that means something totally different now that I know like the true meaning of that slang. So I'm not gonna say that. But it doesn't matter what anybody else says because I know God, and my God is the type of God that can fly. He's the type of God that's about that life. Like he's the type of God who it doesn't matter if it's like 11:59 and still if you know like I know, but there's been moments in my life where it seems like I don't see no way how it's gonna work out. Like I'm like I got like I'm gonna just give an example, and this is just an example, but I can and bill is like $199. Next thing you know, I get a client or something that's $1,000. Tell me God ain't good. Like that's how my God works. It could look like it's not gonna work out. It could look like things are as they seem. Like it could literally look so horrible. And God, with the faith that I have, when I stay focused on God, God can just be like, all right, because you have faith, this money is nothing to me. Because you have faith, this car that you're driving, oh, you want this car? Okay, I got you. God could this job, I'm gonna make sure that you get this position. It could be a man. God could be like, oh, you don't think there's any nice guys out here? All right, I'm gonna let you meet a nice guy. Because the question, what's love got to do with it? Everything. God is love. God is love. So I'm so God is love. So I'm so sorry that the video was not perfect. That is the type of people I want in my life. So if I want those type of people to be a part of my life, then that's exactly what I need to be. So I hope that you continue to live each day in purpose. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for coming along for this ride as I'm here and everything else out here making this video in my car. But I will be here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have an amazing